Evening guys, so this evening I thought I'd have a little look in the Sekiguchi grow-ons. For those of you that sort of follow us, you'll know that I'm very happy with the growth on them, and that side of things I'm really annoyed at the fact that near enough every fish has split a dorsal, a pec fin. I don't really know why. I've got a few ideas of why they might be doing it. But yeah, I've got my weird little attachment on so I can clip it on, but let me just spin you around so you can see. So yeah, I mean overall I'm really impressed with how well these have grown. We're going to measure a few in a second just to see how they're sort of doing. A few favourites in here of mine. One of them is the Tancho Showa, which is just down under that air bubble. Really like that one. The other one is the relatively dark one. This one here, with the sort of drip of black coming down over the eye. That's another favourite. Again, split the dorsal. Quite a dark shower. Also not for everyone, I know. But yeah, as a whole, really happy with how they've all grown on. I'd imagine nearly all of them are over 30 cm. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are getting up towards 40. But yeah, we'll get into it and we'll have a look. Right, so let's get into it and bowl a few up and see how they're doing. They definitely know I'm up to something because I don't really put the net in here very often. So they're all a bit like, what are you up to? Let's start with the Tancho Showa. Definitely not one of the biggest ones here, but it's one of my favourites. There wasn't a lot of options for Tancho Showas in the mix I picked from at Sekiguchi back in March. We'll have a look. See how they're doing. I apologise if this film is not particularly on point, but yeah, as you can see now he's in the bowl. Yeah, split dorsal. So frustrating. But yeah, a lot of sumi development. What I'll do is I'll drop a zoomed in photo of the fish in here so you can see it when I bought it. It's probably less than 20 cm. 18 to 20 cm I think when I bought them, something like that. And what are we at now? Let's have a look. Alright, 30, where's this right, 30, 37 and a half. Yeah, cracking little Tancho Showa. Still got a bit of sumi to come, but not as much as some of the others. But yeah, really happy with that. So it's almost doubled in size since I've had it. And that is one of the ones actually that I didn't think had got so big. Let's knock that air back off. We'll have a look at the other one that I said is one of my favourites, because I think that one's probably one of the bigger ones. Probably not the biggest, but it must be getting up there. Setting you back up. There we go. Again, split dorsal, split pelvic fin. Just yeah, really frustrating. I think it's the height, the water level in the tank. This tank's not really for growing on. It's really designed for holding fish and sort of selling fish from, really, quarantining. Not really designed for Yeah, not done its pec fin on this one, but it has done its dorsal fin. Cut the rays back. It'll heal, just take time. Yeah, I think as that sumi sort of darkens up a bit more, that is going to look incredible. Let's have a look on the measurements. Turn you guys down a bit so you can see. It's over 40. Oh, hang on, not playing ball. Forty-one, so yeah, over 41 cm. I'm impressed by that. Let's see if we can find one that looks bigger, see what the biggest has got to. Lengthwise, that one's looking, it's a bit thinner than some of the others, but it's definitely got a lot of length. Again, done its pec fin and its dorsal fin. Ah, you can sort of. Like I said, yeah, split pec fin. It has done a little bit to its dorsal, not as bad as some of the others. Still quite a bit of sumi to this. I don't think it's going to pick it up in the video that well, but definitely some more sumi to come. Get a bit of a side shot, a bit more sumi come up through there. But let's have a little look at the size. Just turn you guys down a bit so you can see. Not as big. 37 on that one. Be interested to see how this one does over the next 6 months. Interesting head marking again. Annoyingly, split pec. I don't think this one's done its dorsal actually. I might be wrong on that. Let's have a better look with a bit of deeper water. Oh no, he didn't want to be in the bowl. A bit less water to play with because he's trying to elude me. Let's get him measured straight away because he's obviously not enjoying being out. Yeah, 37 on that one. So yeah. Be interested to see how that sort of comes together in the next few months. I was hoping to have sort of sold these as I went, but I can't really sell them with split fins, so we're going to grow them on even more and probably tone it down a bit in the winter. Hey, yup. Well, you didn't see that, he just launched himself across the other side of the tank. Should have a look at that. Air's come back on again, let's knock that off. Nearly gotcha. It's not going to be cool. What's the go for a different one actually, because that looks a reasonable size. So they always look so much deeper on the belly when you get them up in the bowl. They look even better if you get them sort of, I ain't got no light on this camera setup, but try and get them in the sort of natural daylight bulb. This one doesn't look like it's still a pack. What about the dorsal? Yeah, I've done the dorsal, about an inch back. And a pelvic fin split as well. A little bit more sumi to come up in the face on this one. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. Possibly a little bit more up through the head as well. That could be interesting actually. So give him a measure. See what he's at. $39, not quite on the 40. 39, I think that's the biggest one. So no, we had one at 41, I think. 39. Let him go back. Oh, this one's proper shredded his pec fin up. So, pretty dark on terms of the black versus the red. Some really nice white skin there as well. But, very shredded pack. It will come back, but it's going to take a little while. Let's just see how we're doing on the size. Size from... It's not happy when you're doing that. 39 again. So yeah, pretty happy with the growth on them. We're now sort of nearing the end of August, and I bought them in March at 20 centimetres, so not the most insane growth, but not bad considering they're all only in a 3,300 litre tank. For those of you that are in gallons, that's about 660, something like that. 660, 700, I think. But yeah, just thought I'd show you a few. I'll knock that air back off. Yeah, just thought I'd show you a few, give you a bit of an update of what's going on. I wanted to measure a few anyway, so just to sort of have a bit of a record of how well they're doing. Things I would probably do different if I was doing it again, which I will be. I think one of the mistakes I've made was the feeder was just sat on the side, and the big issue I was getting is the food was getting, the chute was getting wet, and then the food was sticking to it. And I had this spindrifter sump that's broken, so it just seemed a good object to pick up to lift the feeder up. But I feel like potentially having that lip sticking out possibly has an out with the split fins on the dorsals. Possibly could be the water trickle hanging in there. I did think possibly the airline over the back there might be doing something. The thing I thought about doing was, obviously I put this light in after maybe a month after I put the light in, I think. I think possibly what I should have done is mounted the feeder, put an extra timber across and actually mounted the feeder up on the top here so that the food could drop in without in the centre of the tank, and then spread the feed out a little bit. They've been on floating sake the whole time. Did run a little bit of colour through for a bit, which I might do again soon. But yeah, really impressed with the size we've managed to get on some of them. You know, another, what's that? I mean, they didn't arrive till April, so that's April to May, June, July, September, August. 5 months we've had them here. So give them another 5 months. I think we could have some pretty decent size Nissai. I mean, they'll be turning Nissai this autumn. It's generally when they say they're not born in the autumn, but when they've done one summer they become Tosai. When they've done 2 summers, which these will be the end of September, October time, they'll be Nissai, and so on. But yeah, some of them have got a lot of Sumi development still to happen, so it's going to be really interesting to see how they continue to develop. But yeah, just thought I'd give you a little update on them. Any ideas, any comments in the comments on here? Welcome. Happy to discuss ideas, different other people's grow-ons. This is an interesting one here. A lot of Sumi to develop on it. But it's the split fins that have really hindered the project, really. By now I wanted to ideally be down to about sort of 12 to 15, whereas I'm still at about 45-ish, I think. We lost one after a week, don't really know why, just keeled over. And then we had one jump out when I was away, got stuck up on this shelf up here, which was kind of annoying. How it managed to get stuck up there and didn't just flap its way back in, I don't know, but it did. So yeah, I've only lost 2 out of 52 and sold 6 earlier in the year before they all started having split fin issues. But yeah, unfortunately, split fins have caused me a bit of a headache, a bit of a disaster really, in terms of how I'd originally planned the project. But I think what we'll do is just continue to grow them. I might rein the temperature in a couple of months. I might just rein the temperature back a bit, just to slow their activity up a little bit. I'm gonna split them between. I've got another 600-gallon tank, so same size again. My plan is to split them between the two to give them a little bit more space and also a little bit more filtration, so I can, like this tank for instance, I'll probably keep the better ones in, or what I feel are the better ones, or the ones with the most potential, because I can continue to feed this quite heavily, whereas the tank I'm moving them into, it's got a good drum filter on it, the same as this one, but it's gonna need loading up gradually, so it's going to take me a bit of time before I can get them back heavy on the feed. But yeah, just thought I'd give you a little update, see what you think. Air's come back on again. But yeah, that's our Sekiguchi grow-ons.